is Almeen Barton, and I'm here for another health and wellness tip for you today. Today I'd like to talk about coconut oil. This coconut oil here, it's extra virgin and it's raw. It was harvested in the Philippines, and coconut oil is pretty big in the news right now. It's been seen on Oprah Winfrey, on a whole bunch of primetime television shows, 2020. You see it all over the news now, touting its medicinal and healing properties. What I would like to do is kind of flesh out a little bit the information on how it's good specifically for people with gallbladder issues, problems digesting fats, and the athlete. Coconut oil has many different healing properties. Just to name a few, we have antifungal, antibacterial, anti-yeast, which can be used topically and internally both for things such as candidiasis, athlete's foot, which is really a fungal yeast, a type of condition, toenail fungus, that kind of a thing. It's also very antibacterial, so you could always melt coconut oil and put it on infections, sores, put a couple of drops of the melted oil inside the inner ear for ear infections. There's so many different uses for it. If we're looking at coconut oil from an internal perspective and taking it, one of the questions that would come up would be, why use coconut oil? And coconut oil is very beneficial for people who have problems digesting fats. And you can tell that you have problems digesting fats in a couple of different ways. One is that you feel very kind of sleepy and lethargic and heavy after you eat a meal. That's indicative that you're having problems breaking down the fat in the meal, kind of like a post-Thanksgiving Day feeling. In addition, if you know that you have a genetic tendency towards gallstones, cholecystitis, things of that nature, again, coconut oil would be ideal. One of the reasons why coconut oil is ideal for people who have challenges digesting fat is because it bypasses the vast majority of the process needed by the liver and the gallbladder to break down the fat. So it is almost like a freeway, if you will, versus taking little small detours and back roads to getting that fat processed and broken down. In addition, coconut oil goes straight to the metabolism. So again, it doesn't give you that feeling of heaviness, of lethargy after you eat it, even though it is a high quality fat. You're not going to feel tired. In fact, if anything, you're going to have a lot of energy, and that is because it is basically feeding the metabolism. So people with slow metabolisms would be people who have diabetes, hypothyroidism. There's a number of disorders that can cause lethargy in the body and problems breaking down fats. Chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, many autoimmune disorders, candidiasis included, they all basically represent a compromised digestion. And a digestion of what? It could be proteins, but often it's fat. So because coconut oil doesn't take your body a long time to process it, you automatically feel a sense of energy from the caloric intake. Also, in addition, it has medium chain fatty acids, it has caprylic acids, and those things are found in very high quantity in mother's milk. They're again antibacterial, they're immune boosting. So a thought would be to increase your coconut oil usage during cold and flu season. It enhances immunity because of the high medium chain fatty acid content, or medium chain triglycerides. It's called MCTs. And then caprylic acid is something that you may have been prescribed by your doctor for such things as yeast infections, athlete's foot, toenail fungus, because caprylic acid itself is very antifungal. So coconut oil does a better job of over-the-counter caprylic acid, and in addition, it enhances your immune system. So you kind of get more bang for your buck, so to speak, from coconut oil than you would from a prescription drug of caprylic acid. Coconut oil has been used for a long time for sunburns, topical burns that you might experience from touching a hot stove. So coconut oil, being from a tropical environment in a tropical area, has long been used to soothe the skin in hot environments. Chafed skin, burned skin, dry skin. In addition, it's also used in Ayurvedic medicine for the hair, and it's not just the hair quality, luster, and sheen, it's also used for hair loss. So coconut oil has been shown to nourish the scalp and nourish the hair follicles, and people in India, particularly in South India, such as the area of Kerala, which is right on the Arabian Peninsula, they use a lot of coconut oil in their hair. Many tropical islanders have done the same thing in addition. Coconut oil also, it's a high heat stable cooking oil. So you can use it above 118 degrees and it won't get rid of or diminish its medicinal therapeutic properties. Coconut oil can be used for baking, sauteing, frying, again, all high heat or heat related types of activities. If you use grass-fed butter, it actually is very sensitive to heat. Olive oil is used by a lot of people to cook and bake with. I would not recommend that. Olive oil is mainly used for dipping breads and for salad dressings, things that are more sort of cold-natured. In European countries, it's not really considered a high heat oil. The reason for that is that olive oil is very high in omega-3 fatty acids, and those omega-3s are not heat stable. Whereas the antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral compounds in coconut oil are heat stable, which is unusual. So it makes it a very viable high heat cooking oil. If you have cholesterol issues, you have no worries with coconut oil. It is not an animal fat, so thereby the cholesterol isn't really an issue. If you have any questions or if you'd like more information on coconut oil, you can go to my website at www.alminewellness.com. Thank you and be well.